They say what happens inside the cage is brutal and raw. But have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the scenes of MMA? The fierce battles, the sweat, the adrenaline. Those are only the surface. Behind every fight, there's a hidden world filled with untold stories, secret struggles, and powerful forces shaping the sport in ways most fans never see. At first glance, MMA looks like a pure test of skill and strength. Fighters train endlessly, perfect their techniques, and face off in the cage with everything on the line. But beyond the physical battles, there are politics, negotiations, and sometimes controversies that can turn everything upside down. Think about the promoters who decide which fighters get the spotlight and which fights make the pay-per-view. Their choices aren't always based on fairness or merit. Sometimes it's about marketability, alliances, or even hidden deals made in backrooms. Fighters may find themselves pushed aside or spotlighted not for their talent, but for business reasons. There's also the mental and emotional toll that no one talks about. Fighters deal with pressure to perform, injuries that don't heal properly, and the constant fear of their careers ending in an instant. Behind the scenes, many wrestle with personal demons, financial struggles, and the sacrifices they make for a shot at glory. And then there's the issue of doping and testing. While the sport promotes fairness, there have been whispered suspicions and some proven cases of performance-enhancing drug use. The testing process isn't always as transparent or consistent as fans might hope, raising questions about what's really allowed and what slips through the cracks. Even the referees and judges, often overlooked, play a massive role in the sport's behind-the-scenes drama. Decisions that seem controversial or unfair to fans might be influenced by unseen pressures or mistakes that affect fighters' careers profoundly. So yes, while the cage fight is the main event, the story behind MMA is far more complex and sometimes darker than you might imagine. It's a world where passion meets business, honor battles with politics, and every punch thrown inside the octagon echoes 1,000 untold stories outside it. Next time you watch a fight, remember, there's a hidden reality shaping the sport far beyond what you see on the screen, and uncovering that truth changes everything you thought you knew about MMA. But the story doesn't end there. Beyond the spotlight and roaring crowds lies a complex ecosystem fueled by money, influence, and sometimes deception. The relationships between fighters, managers, promoters, and sponsors form a delicate balance, where loyalty can be fleeting and trust is a rare commodity. Managers, who are supposed to advocate for their fighters, sometimes prioritize their own financial gains over their clients' well-being. Deals are made in private, contracts signed with fine print that can trap fighters in unfavorable situations. Many up-and-coming fighters find themselves exploited, fighting not just opponents but a system rigged against them. Then there's the psychological warfare that happens behind the scenes. Fighters often engage in mental games, trash talk, and social media battles to build hype. But beyond that, there's real pressure to maintain an image that sells. The weight of expectations, both from fans and the industry, can be crushing. Injuries are another hidden aspect that few fans fully understand. Fighters often compete while nursing serious injuries or with incomplete recovery, risking permanent damage. The drive to stay relevant and maintain income forces many to push their bodies beyond safe limits, sometimes with little medical oversight. The judging system, too, has its controversies. Without clear and consistent criteria, decisions can seem arbitrary, leading to disputes and mistrust among fighters and fans alike. Accusations of bias and corruption occasionally surface, shaking the credibility of the sport. Moreover, the path to the top is not always meritocratic. Some fighters gain favor due to connections or marketability rather than pure skill, leaving talented but less marketable athletes sidelined. This creates a divide within the sport, where the business side sometimes overshadows the athletic competition. In addition, the global reach of MMA means different cultures and regulations come into play, complicating enforcement of rules and standards. What's acceptable in one country might be banned in another, leading to inconsistencies that affect fighters' careers and the sport's integrity. All these hidden realities paint a picture of MMA that's far from the raw, honest competition the cage fight seems to represent. It's a sport where glory is intertwined with struggle, where every victory is shadowed by unseen battles and where the real fight often happens out of sight. So, when you tune in to watch MMA, remember to look beyond the punches and kicks. There's a whole world behind the scenes, full of power struggles, sacrifices, and harsh realities. Understanding this hidden side not only deepens your appreciation of the sport, but also challenges you to think critically about what you see and believe. Because in MMA, as in life, the truth is rarely as simple as it appears.